First Monday night football game of the year is here. 49ers Jets. Who am I taking? What bets do I like today? Let's get into the free three and I'll tell you guys real fast. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we just try to get to the bag together and make some money. We had a great weekend on the channel. Let's give you a full recap real quickly. On Friday, we went 4-0 on the picks I gave you guys. I gave you the teasers on the Packers plus 8.5, over 45.5. No sweat bet, we got that done. Jalen Hurts pass yards, we got that done. Josh Jacobs rush yards, a little bit of a sweat, but he pulled it out. We got that done. And if you stay till the end of the video, I gave you a bonus pick with the Minnesota Lynx against the Indiana Fever to cover the spread. They were able to do that. So 4-0 on the day on Friday. On Saturday, we run it back with college football, and I went 5-1 on the quick reel that we gave you. Army spread, we got it done. Army money line on the plus chicky, we got that done. Ole Miss, despite the huge spread, got it done. Jackson Dart to throw 300 yards, we got that done. UCF on the spread. 5 winners we smacked on the college football slate. The only loss came in our teaser of the day when we decided to take the Colorado Nebraska over, and guess what? That hurt us. NC State Tennessee over got done, but the Colorado and Nebraska Colorado, I mean, they're frauds. Whatever. Let's move on. Sunday. Not the best of starts to the NFL season, but considering how we did on Thursday and Friday, I'm not too mad at it. 2-3 on the day yesterday. Tua's pass yards we were able to get done. Jahmyr Gibbs receiving yards we were able to get done. Those are like kind of the worst days, right? Like when you hit really early at the 12 o'clock slate and you hit really late at the 8 o'clock slate. That's fun sometimes, but then it means the middle of the day is sometimes wacky, not fun. And that's what happened to us. We got completely killed on the teaser. I mean, just reverse teaser. The Bengals and the Panthers, both poverty franchises. I'm not touching the Panthers for the rest of this year, so my bad on that. Terry McLaurin receptions. Jaden McDaniels is a running back. Okay, so no need to harp on that. And then Devontae Adams setting down touchdown. The league made the call because everybody was on that, but hey, it happened. So 2-3 on Sunday, but not too bad because some of the picks that we did give out, like the Adams touchdowns, look like plus 200. So not a lot of juice lost on that. So 2-3 full weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 10-4 on the weekend. You cannot be mad at that. That's what we need to start the month of September. You can see our year-to-date record right here. A great start is what we need, and now we're going to run it back on this Monday with 3 picks inside of this Monday Night Football matchup. I'm going to tell you real quickly, they're going to be ugly. You might not like them, and yes, there is going to be a teaser. But if you guys are going to be with me all season long, not only should you be subscribed to the channel by smashing that button and hitting that bell, but also watch how we play it through the entire year, because we're always going to be looking for our spots, my friends, and sometimes we're going to bet on superstars and sometimes we're not. All right, so let's dive into these winners for today for this Monday Night Football matchup. For my first best bet of the day, you guys know the vibes where I give you guys a full kind of breakdown analysis of what I like in the game first, and then I give you the corresponding picks only, and I do this when we only have one game on the slate. Jets, 49ers, I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of question marks surrounding both of these teams. We really don't know what's going to happen, okay? Obviously, defensively, both teams are top 5 defensively, but offensively is where the question marks come on. For the Jets, obviously, the question mark is Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, the torn Achilles injury last year, only played about 8 seconds. How is he going to look this year? In his last full season that we saw from him back in 2022, he really wasn't that good, guys, okay? 91.1 passer rating, 41.3 QBR. Those were both career lows since he became a starter back in 2008. And now at the age of 40, coming off of Achilles injury, that's a little bit concerning for me. Now, granted, the Jets did be able to get some key pieces during the offseason. Not only does Garrett Wilson probably have a really good quarterback now that he can actually depend on, unlike Zach Wilson, Jets also got Mike Williams from the Chargers. Yes, he's coming off an injury himself, but we know that when he's healthy, he's one of the best receivers in the league. You've got Breece Hall as well. So they've got a few guys there that they can be able to do a little something with. Now, meanwhile, on the other side for the 49ers, they were prima donnas all offseason. People were just trying to get paid, okay? Brandon Ayuk, we saw his fits all over social media, all over the offseason, how he wanted to get his money. They were able to sign him in the last second. Trent Williams, same exact thing. He was wanting some more money. They were able to get him paid. But overall, this is a team that is dealing with some injuries. Christian McCaffrey right now is a little bit banged up. We saw left guard Aaron Banks limited in practice this week. We see right guard Dominic Puny, the 3rd-round rookie, making his first career start. So there's a lot of question marks that's going around this team. Deebo Samuel's coming back from injury that he hasn't practiced too much. So I don't know what either of these teams are going to look like, because the 49ers, even though they're bringing back a lot of talent, a lot of those guys have not played together in the offseason. They weren't together in training camp, OTAs, and I expect them to get it together a little bit later on in the season. Meanwhile, with the Jets, we don't know what's going to happen offensively. So as a result, we're going to go with a teaser in today's game. I'm going to be able to take the Jets up to +10, and I'm going to take the under 49.5. -120 odds. Now, the reason why I like the Jets here, not only are all the sharps on the Jets, okay, everybody's just putting money on the Jets. We've seen this total move down from 4.5, almost down to 3.5 on certain books. I'm not willing to catch that falling knife, but I am willing to buy the points on a teaser here, so I'll take it up to +10 here. But then the under 49.5 is because we have two top 5 defensive teams. But when you also look at the numbers, the 49ers were last in the entire league last year in seconds between snaps. So what does that mean? They play really, really slow. And then when you look at back in 2022 when Aaron Rodgers was on the Packers, guess who was the slowest team in the league that year? The Packers. So now we're looking at two teams right now. Not only are they strong defensively, but offensively they play at extremely low paces. I believe that we're going to see minimal action here on the offensive side of the ball. And when you keep in mind that primetime unders have been cashing over the last several years, 155, 105, and 3, that's a 60% hit rate towards the under in the past 5 seasons. You can't be too mad at that. That's why for me, I'm going to take the under here, but also because of the lack of offensive possessions, I just don't know if the 49ers are going to be able to blow the Jets out of the water. The Jets are a really good team defensively. They only won 7 games last year with Zach Wilson as the quarterback, but it came down to like the last 2-3 weeks of the season where they were finally like ruled out of playoff contention. Why? Because of how strong that defense is. That defense has kept them in games, and I believe that they'll keep them in this game today. It will be a 1-possession game. I don't see the Jets losing this game by more than 2 touchdowns. I do think that they can lose with the 49ers being at home, with the 49ers having the better roster and the better team. And just, obviously guys haven't played together, but at the same time, when you're just that good, when you're that experienced, they had a deep postseason run last year, anything can happen, and I'm not really worried about that. I mean, come on, everybody was saying the Browns were going to win yesterday because of the same thing with the Cowboys. No CeeDee Lamb practicing, stuff like that. Dak Prescott didn't play too much because of the contract dispute, and we saw them blow out the Browns. So for me, I'm taking that information with a grain of salt, but I do think there's a defense that is really strong, that's been completely rebolstered. And then also, when you look at it, Aaron Rodgers has struggled historically against the 49ers defensive line. The last time he faced them back was in the divisional round in 2022. He took 5 sacks in that game for just 225 passing yards and no touchdowns. So now, coming off this Achilles injury, how mobile is he going to be? I don't know. How's that offensive line going to hold up? I don't know. 6-point teaser, that's what we're taking. But because I love the defenses in this matchup, we're going to go with Brock Purdy here to throw an interception, +105 odds. Really good value that we're getting on this. Why? Because Brock Purdy, yes, he's a game manager. Shout out to Cam Newton. People want to say that he's a game changer, whatever the case may be. Nah, he is a game manager. And because of that, when he faces strong defenses, it gets a little wacky out there for them. Last year against the Ravens, he threw 4 interceptions. Against the Browns, he threw 1 interception. And each time that he faced the Seahawks in the division, he threw an interception. So there's a lot of kind of question marks surrounding this team offensively, with Trent Williams not playing a lot during the offseason, with Christian McCaffrey right now dealing with a little bit of a bang-up injury. How much is he going to play? Because of that, I think they're going to rely a little bit more on Purdy to throw the ball a little bit more here, and that's feeding right into what the Jets can do really well. Obviously, they got Sauce Gardner there. Last year, they were top 5 in the league in terms of averaging 1 interception forced per game. I like that today. I like the plus cheeky value that we're getting on this. Brock Purdy to throw an INT, +105. Now, for our last and final pick of the day, it's going to be ugly, but I like it. And we're going to go with Jake Moody, 49ers kicker, over 1.5 field goals made, -110 odds. Now, this Jets defense, we've been talking about them all show long. There's nothing wrong with that because that's what this team does best. The Jets defense last year allowed the 7th lowest red zone touchdown percentage, only 48% in the league. And that's really good. But what does that also tell me? That opponents are forced to kick a lot of field goals. Last year, opponents attempted the 4th most field goals per game against this Jets defense, which means what? Jake Moody right here to kick 2 field goals. I'm not opposed to that. When you look at the total of this game that's set at 43.5, that means also that this game should lean under. A lot of teams are on the under. I just gave you the primetime under numbers. Also, look at it last year. The Jets, 10-7 to the under last year, two totals where they had a line of 44.5, 43.5 like we're seeing in this game. Both of those totals went under. So because I see the game going under, because I don't see a lot of touchdowns, that means a lot of field goals are going to be kicked. And if you look at the 3 primetime games that we've had thus far this season, all 6 kickers have made more than 2 field goals thus far. So why should we go against that trend today? Give me Jake Moody over 1.5 field goals made as our third and final pick of the day. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. 3 quick winners, 3 best bets on this Monday Night Football slate. Give me the teaser between the Jets at plus 10 points and under the 49.5. Give me Brock Purdy to throw 1 interception, and then Jake Moody over 1.5 field goals made. We're leaning very heavily on both of these defenses. I think that's going to be the key in this game, and as a result, we're going to take that to the counter. We're going to cash that in as our picks of the day. For more picks and plays that I'm dropping throughout the day, click the link in the description. Join the free Discord group. We'll have a little bit of baseball, but tomorrow we'll be back with baseball for sure. And as always, dictate your fate, get to that cheddar, and I'll see y'all tomorrow's video. Later, guys.